Thank you so much for joining us today. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. And today is, I do webinars every alternate weeks. We started talking about research and research related problems. So those who don't know me, my name is Parveen Ali and I work at the University of Sheffield in the UK as a senior lecturer. And I am from Pakistan. Initially started off my education from Ayasama Nursing Institute, Liari, Karachi, and then bachelor's and master's from Aga Khan University, and then PhD from University of Sheffield. So the purpose हमारा इस इन programs का मकसद यही होता है. The idea was to help people understand रिसर्च या कोई भी हम नर्सिंग से रिलेटेड जो चीज कर सके तो कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कैपेसिटी बिल्ड कर सकें एंड इंफॉर्मेशन जनरेट कर सकें. सो व्हाट आई रियलाइज दैट रिसर्च इज अ वेरी स्पेसिफिक एस्पेक्ट दैट मे नॉट बी रिलेटेड टू ऑल नर्सेज बिकॉज नॉट एवरी नर्स वांट्स टू बी अ रिसर्चर and that is not the only career choice that you have. You can also develop yourself in education, in clinical practice, in nursing management, and at the end of the day, as a rounded practitioner, as a rounded academics, and as nurses, because we have to deal with all these three aspects. I think it's important that we develop all of these three abilities in these three spheres. And so one of the spheres is leadership and management, जो कि हमारे बहुत शुरू दिन से जब हम नर्सिंग में शुरू ही करते हैं तो हम अब से सीखते हैं, but then we don't always consciously या unconsciously उसको इतनी तवज्जो नहीं दे पाते. So I thought maybe talking about these aspects would allow people to develop themselves, would allow them, give them the capacity to ask questions, to think critically, and to look at the issues that we are facing today and develop skills. So that's the idea behind it, and I'm really grateful that all speakers today are very senior colleagues. I mean, my senior teachers, all of them. I have learned a lot in some way or the other from all of them. And it's a great pleasure to have all of them here. So today we are going to talk about negotiation, navigation, networking, and nursing leadership. And what else can we ask for? What better can we ask for from the speaker that we have? So we are going to get into the to the discussion today. And can I please request everybody to mute their microphone ताकि आपकी आवाज या उससे डिस्टर्ब नहीं हो दूसरे. If you have a question, so we are going through the presentation one by one, discussions one by one. जैसे जैसे आपके कोई सवाल आपके आते हैं तो just try and write it down in the chat box. और जब हमारी सारी discussions complete हो जाएंगी, so then we'll be able to ask, you'll be able to ask questions. By that, by now, those who have attended these webinars before, आपको format का अंदाजा हो गया होगा. So we'll try to stick to the same format if that's okay with all of you. Okay, so so our first speaker would be Mrs. Clara Pasha, who has worked on many different and many senior positions. I think nursing in Pakistan, it wasn't for all these speakers that we have today, we wouldn't have been at the place where we are. So Mrs. Clara Pasha last post was Federal Nursing Advisor, and she'll be able to tell you a little bit more about it. She has worked on many different leadership and management positions throughout her career, and I don't think I have got enough time to tell you all of them about. So I will ask her to give a little bit of her introduction and to talk to us about navigation, that how to navigation, what is navigation and how do we navigate the system when we want to make some changes, or when we are working in as nursing leaders, nursing medicine, what does navigation means and what do we need to know about it? Thank you so much. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Parveen, first of all, for inviting and seeing such big leaders of nursing and midwifery. Assalamu alaikum sabko. My discussion topic, navigation. And I can see all those navigators of two ships. That is, one is nursing and the other one is midwifery. So I'm proud to be both nurse and a midwife, a teacher, and of course, whatever positions I have held in past 60 years. because I joined nursing in 1958. So here we are with the old and the new trends, new to old and old to new. So when we work together as seniors with the experience and with the new people, with new knowledge and skills, we work better because senior shares experiences and the juniors come in and they teach us the new ideas. So my ship moves, maneuvers, turns, sees the changes of the sea, shore, when to reach, where to reach, and how to go. The meaning of the navigation, it means guiding, of course, maneuvering, and asking the people how, where, and so forth to go. You are all leaders sitting here. And I'm sure with long hours of duty, with problems of nursing in nursing care provision, in government sector, lack of equipment, lack of coordination, lack of communication skills, all that covers, and you have been through that in government or private sector as such. You have obtained, of course, your nursing. You have also advanced training in leadership. You stayed focused on achieving your goals in nursing. And of course, that is the reason you are successful today and sitting as leaders of nursing and midwifery. Now, did we as leaders try our best to prepare the leaders who would be our followers or followers of nursing and midwifery care in Pakistan and otherwise globally? Very happy when I talk and when I say that yes, our nurses have been very, very successful. And most of you have been abroad. You've seen, you have cared for patients there, and you bring back such beautiful experiences that once you provide feedback to your leaders, I think it's a marvelous job which you do. Well, to say that, I would say we prepare and we mentor and foster our emerging leaders, because once you leave the seat, maybe after retirement, maybe for your better profession in future, you are preparing them to take the place in the institutions which you are leaving. For example, Yasmina Marsi, doctor, the first PhD of Pakistan. Mrs. Imtiaz Kamal, the first masters in nursing. So we have examples, real good examples, and our role models who did help us to mentor, to facilitate, and to go ahead and pampered us. Come on, you can make it, you can make it. So you have to help the emerging leaders to learn the skills. The knowledge is there. The interest is there. The capacity to build on your skills is there. And that will give you such a great, honest, internal satisfaction. I have done my job, which I wanted to do years back. So when you enter in nursing, you commit yourself, you dedicate yourself, and you really have the desire to be one of the leaders as we had and to walk on their footsteps. The inspirations were there. And I can name a few or many nursing leaders. And it would be nice, as Dr. Parveen has said, that researchers are finding out now what obligations they had, what responsibilities and roles they played in nursing and midwifery, and how we were put on the right path through them by taking us along and doing the needful. Identification and, of course, developing and managing the emergency leaders is it's a very high potential issue that we use our key talents to serve. You have all enjoyed the ride of these two ships. You have gone through hell. You have gone through long hours, as I said. You have suffered with your families, looking after the children, and not getting your demands or requirements fulfilled as you wanted to. But there had been real good leadership. For example, I'll give you that once I finished my ward administration and teaching from the College of Nursing, the first college in the country of higher nursing education. It was ward management and teaching. I came back and I didn't know which challenge to accept in Rawalpindi. It was my original institute where I took my training from, Holy Family Hospital, Rawalpindi. And a new school of nursing was coming up. That was Central Government Hospital, the only hospital, federal hospital, which was built after Jinnah. And I said, School of Nursing. So let me face this challenge that I go for being a tutor in starting a new school. So as founder, it was a big challenge with very new young girls, two of them with BAs and one with FSc, and the rest with matriculation and science. No one with arts at that time. And that is 1966. And then came forward and went away and came back and took the College of Nursing, Pakistan Institute of Nursing as a challenge too, because that was the second college in ward administration teaching, but the first one in specializations, nursing specializations. So we started with 5 and then gradually increased up to 10, about 1,100 students in my tenure. And I'm very happy through this technology now that I'm in touch and we still share with each other what we did, how we can improve, and whoever is in practice, they are also with us. And of course, learning has no boundaries. We remain learners. I have learned this technology very recently. So I'm happy that I'm able to talk to you together in a group of this nature. Otherwise, we had the telephones and the ringing tones in those days. And it was either taking the file in documents written down to the ministry, running after certain problems and getting things accepted. But now things are different. So let us face our challenge by saying, can we see ourselves in a mirror to see what leadership roles we played, how did we play it, and how did we go through solving of those problems? Make your strategic plans at the beginning of your courses. Be ready. In government, you have to go for getting the permission every time. Can I take the car to so-and-so place to take my girls to clinical areas? So we had to prepare our plan, get it signed from our executive director in advance. One signature was enough for the rest of the year. So you didn't have to go every time to the drivers. Driver used to come and the copies used to be sent. And this is how the programs went on. So this is the progress that you make through managing yourself. You are not managing yourself, you're managing others. You are really promoting and accepting and making changes happen. But what changes and how changes happen, you are to work. You have to be assertive, you have to be knowledgeable, you have to be skillful, and with a good heart attitudes. And that, as we all know, I always say Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, KSA, so knowledge, skills, attitudes. And then my teacher again said, there are 3 H's. So it is head, heart, and the hands for skills. Once we have this and your positive thinking is there, I think there is nothing that you cannot change. But now with the new trends, new ideas, new things coming up in technology, you need to learn those at the same time. Leave your old strategies, try to come to the new ones. And that is what the navigation means, that you are preparing your future leaders and preparing them so that you leave something behind, that yes, that was the institute in which I progressed. I go and change my job and go to another one, and whatever changes you can bring on there, you change. So navigation is God's human beings are under your care, and you are taking them to the final road of success, their destiny, and their professional lives, which means a lot to all of us. And we have gone through difficulties, we have faced many challenges, and there we are still, that you have to be really dedicated from your heart. If there is anything which is possible, and I say that leaders are to navigate, and which points you have to think is, you have to stay ahead of people. How? Know yourself, know your values, practice them. If there is somebody who's very upset with the family problems, you tell them what to do, guide them. And guidance means preventing your ship from going and sinking. Let nursing and midwifery profession be not going down, instead of let it sail safely to the destination, and that destination is your professional success, not in Pakistan only, but throughout the world. Well, I think we are looking at in the mirror, and we can see our shade there, and my captains are all there, and God bless you all. If there is any question, there are any questions, I would be able to, I'll try to answer. Thank you so much. Have I taken enough time? Or
Thank you, Mrs. Pasha. Thanks a lot. No, I think that was excellent. And I think what I learned from you is navigation is not only about knowing yourself, it is navigating yourself. So know yourself better to be able to help others. Knowing that when do you need what? So when you have said about that in government, you gave example, permission needs to be taken for everything that you need to do, but then making sure that you do it once so that you don't have to go back again and again for the full cohort. So that it in itself is navigation. So understanding the system and trying and see how can you actually make use of it effectively so that it's less disruptive for you and for others. And you also said that navigation is about helping others navigate through that. What is it which is causing them a problem and which is having an impact on their ability to achieve what they want to achieve. So thank you so much for that. And I think that's really useful. अगर सवाल जिस किसी के भी कुछ हैं, please अपने सवाल लिखें. आप chat box में भी लिख सकते हैं. You could also think of very abhi ki jo aapki examples, any things that you're thinking of, you're going through now and you wanted some kind of guidance or you wanted to, you know that's giving you some thoughts, please do think around it and put it in the chat box and we will just take it on from there. So thank you so much. And building on that, our next speaker would be Miss Laila Khimani, and Laila has also got nearly or more than 20 years of experience of working on a very high caliber leadership and management position in nursing and midwifery, and has a lot of insight as to how do you negotiate changes, how do you negotiate like when it comes to negotiation comes in many different forms. So it could be negotiation of conflicts, it could be negotiation of the things that you wanted to achieve, it could be negotiation of a change that you wanted to bring in. So again, this is a topic which is very relevant and something which leaders and managers come across their life nearly every day. So we would like to hear from Laila. So Laila, just tell a little bit more about yourself and then over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Parveen, for such a wonderful platform, and thank you for the kind introduction. I'm so honored to be here in the panel with so many great leaders of nursing, some of them my mentors and some of them my colleagues like Parveen. So thank you. As Parveen said, I am a professional and after bedside nursing, I've done my bachelor's and then master's, and I've been doing this in non-profit education for non-profit health sector inside Pakistan, outside Pakistan, and so a little bit knowledge and experience that I have, I would like to share and would like to learn more with the leaders available here in the panel and maybe with the audience as well. So, so the topic that is given to me is negotiation. So negotiation is one of the leadership attribute that is required for all the leaders and especially the nursing leadership. As Ma'am Clara Pasha has said, that we have never always get what we wanted. So negotiation is the skill which will take you forward into that bit. And what is negotiation? So I'll start from here. It is actually a method, a skill, which is one of the leadership attribute, and the skill method by which the people settle differences. They settle differences to reach an agreement without getting into any kind of dispute or conflict. So whenever there's a disagreement or there's a differences, anybody who is part of it would want the best outcome for themselves at the end of the day. So negotiation is an art which can give you that outcome, and as a nurse leader or as a leadership of any organization, this will let you do the just with all parties, with a win-win situation and with a mutual beneficial outcome for the parties and as a for the organization at large. So the principle of negotiation remains successful outcome for both parties, mutual benefit, maintaining a long-lasting relationship and lead to a win-win situation. So the important thing is how to negotiate. It is easy said that, negotiation, then actually to implement this. So the process of negotiation is to achieve a desirable outcome, and for that one has to do a little preparation. So the homework is very, very important. So when you, as a leader, when you are trying to sort out an issue or to make a change or to make a difference in the current setting, and you need to satisfy different stakeholders, you need to make sure how are you going to do it. And for that, background information, knowledge, and preparation is very, very important as to know the current pulse of the time. So after preparation, if there's multi-stakeholders, you can have a sit-down meeting, you can have dialogue by email writing or, through different sources. However, for multi-parties, it is always better to have a, face-to-face communication, maybe through a meeting, these days through Zoom maybe. So the discussion through the meetings will actually lead you towards the way forward for any differences that are there on the table. So understanding of situation will always come through the discussion. When now we're talking about discussion, in the discussion, the leader must have to listen to all parties, what are their issues, their differences, their agendas that they are wanting to share and they require the outcomes for. The third process would be clarification of goal. So for the leader, it is important, after listening actively to all issues, discussions, and desires, set or clarify the goal. Said, okay, I have listened to you, I have listened to another party, but this is the major goal that we are going to achieve through this negotiation process. And the crux of it is that all the parties or both the parties usually should feel that the desirable outcome is of their interest. That's the main idea of a successful negotiation. After that, the fourth step of the negotiation is actually the trade. Actually, in the negotiation, you have to reach to a win-win situation. And if there is differences, and of course there is a difference, that's why the negotiation is required. So in the negotiation, you need to trade something to get something. So the trading idea is the main idea that one has to make the deal for. One can only do it when they know exactly what is the system, what is the background, the knowledge, the current practices, evidence-based practices, and where and how the mutual benefit will reach. So the alternate ideas and solutions will have to be tabled in the fourth process, and that can only be done with the first point, that was preparation. Once you have solutions, and sometimes you get the solutions while you're listening to both the parties or more than one, two parties, that what are they wanting, and you can get with your current knowledge and your experience that how are you going to turn this differentiation situation into a mutually win-win situation, and that is the art of it. The best part in this negotiating or trading is that, don't forget, both the parties should feel that their point of view has been taken into consideration, and that is the success. After doing that, you will come up to an agreement, and after agreement, of course, you can document, or it depends on the kind of negotiation. If it is between the organization, the document will be made. If it is your team, your working team, in the shift of the nurses, wherever, it depends what kind of agreement do you want to write, or do you want to make an understanding for, etc. And maybe you would like to make that implementation plan or action plan or point to go forward, etc. So some kind of document after that, or if not the document, if it is a very, very informal negotiation, then an agreement of an understanding sort. So that is the fourth point, which was trade. So going forward, all these processes, when you will see that preparation, discussion, clarification, negotiation, trading, agreement, and documentation, there are several attributing factors which are required of actually doing that. First of all, your planning, because before negotiation, usually leaders, sometimes leaders already knew that what the outcome would be and what is the mutually benefited outcome be. Sometimes it has to be kept open, and during the discussion, it turns out its way by itself. So the planning, your strategizing, your communication, your persuading, and your influencing tactics would work in here. Your know-how of system, process, current evidences, and your way of taking the team together are all the skills which will be utilized while you're doing negotiation. So, for saying it is just a word, an art, a skill of negotiation, but it encompasses all the attributes of leadership, I would say. Sometimes one thing is also work in this processes and the attributions of leadership, and that is actually your interpersonal relationship. How is the interpersonal relationship of the leader with parties that are negotiating, or the interpersonal relationship of one party to another party. That is also making a very important role while we are negotiating into any issue. So there are several things, like I'm talking about big terms, but nurses do negotiate every day. Duty change karani hai, shift swap karana hai. What you will have to do, you will have to take a shift to give a shift, right? So that's negotiation. So this is the basic example that nurses do negotiate every time. Aap meri ye duty kar le, main aapki wo duty kar leti hu. That's negotiation. And going forward from there, a simple example, when you have to, you are in a leadership position, then you have to arranging flexible hours, you have to get approval for staffing, you have to get approval for night allowances for that matter, for additional staff position, for your job salary, and for maybe a grant, a permission of attending conference. There are several things where this negotiation skill would work, starting from the grassroots level to the negotiation of bigger organization and bigger settlements in terms of MOUs, etc. So these were some of the examples. Going forward, it is a skill which is not being, which may be taught in the nursing, school, in the diploma and management programs, but practicing it is very important. And considering this into an account, that this is the skill that we are practicing. And if you're practicing by fairness, it always gives you a long lasting reputation, long lasting therapeutic relationships, and empowerment of a sort that make you a better leader than the ones who cannot have the art of negotiation. So I think I'll stop here, and I'll try to answer any questions if there may be, and there can be several questions and several things, but within the time limit, I think I will stop here and will be wait for any answers. And if I won't be able to answer, I'll have my mentors available here to answer. Over to you, Parveen.
Thank you, Laila. That was really useful, and thank you for the examples कि जो हमें बताती हैं कि negotiation हर चीज में negotiation है, चाहे वो आप shift अपनी change करा रहे हो, नई job ले रहे हो, बल्कि negotiation तो मेरी अंदर की अम्मा जो है वो बताती है कि negotiation तो सुबह से शुरू हो जाती है जब आप बच्चे को जगा रहे होते हैं कि बेटा ये कर लो तो ये हो जाएगा, स्कूल चले जाओ तो वापस आके चॉकलेट मिलेगी. That in itself is a negotiation. So it is something which is part and parcel of our lives as mothers, as nurses, as midwives, as leaders, as managers. लेकिन शायद हम उसको उतने ध्यान से और उस तरीके से देखते नहीं हैं. और एक जो चीज उसमें मैं ऐड करूंगी जो मिसेस पाशा ने कहा और लैला ने जो कहा, in both of these aspects, that I think it is also important to reflect once you have done something, once you have achieved something, once after, जैसे अगर ड्यूटी चेंज कराने की, शिफ्ट चेंज कराने की अगर बात कर ले, once you have done that, reflect on what worked and what didn't work, because that will then allow you to see what was it which you could have done differently, and try and critique yourself, try and see what is it that you could have done better. Because हमारे यहाँ हम as human beings ये tendency बहुत होती है that we try and see कि अच्छा अगले बंदे की fault है और ये ऐसा नहीं हो सकता था. लेकिन एक चीज जिसपे मैं बहुत फर्मली बिलीव करती हूँ कि दुनिया में सिर्फ एक शख्स है जिसको आप चेंज कर सकते हैं, और वो है आपकी अपनी जात, और उसको भी चेंज करना आसान काम नहीं है. सो इफ यू ट्राई एंड रिफ्लेक्ट दैट what have I done which worked and what was it which didn't work, would allow you to see how you can modify your techniques and how you can change them going forward so that it is more effective. लड़ने झगड़ने से या दूसरी चीजों से हमेशा काम नहीं निकलता. वो जैसे मैंने बच्चे की एग्जांपल दी छोटी, तो उसको डांटने डपटने से कोई फायदा नहीं होता सुबह सुबह में, और ड्यूटी चेंज करा के मैनेजर के पास जाए तो वहां से लड़ के आने में उसको वो करने का कोई फायदा नहीं होता. So if you've reflected, you will always get better. So this is something which is relevant to every stage of our life wherever we are going. So then our third speaker was Mrs. Afsha Nazli, but unfortunately उनके पास जो है network का problem हो गया, so she was going to talk about networking, and due to network problem she had to drop down. So हम ऐसा करेंगे कि networking again is something is really important कि जहाँ पे आपकी ये सारी technique, if you actually look at it, what we are talking about bringing up the change process, bringing up change somewhere, और ये देखना कि अगर हम कोई भी किसी भी किस्म का चेंज लाना चाहते हैं, कोई भी किस्म की इम्प्रूवमेंट लाना चाहते हैं हमारी अपनी जिंदगी में, हमारे प्रोफेशन में, प्रोफेशनल पर्सनल लाइफ में, किसी भी चीज में, सो दीज आर द एसेंशियल स्किल्स कि जो आपको चाहिए होती हैं उस चेंज को लाने के लिए. एंड नेटवर्किंग इज समथिंग दैट यू do it so that you identify forces that will work with you. वो लोग जो आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे, वो बातें जो आपको सपोर्ट करेंगी, और वो चीजें जो आपको आपके अगेंस्ट में जाएंगी. So you always try and kind of find those associations ताकि आपके अगले जो स्टेप हैं वो आसानी के साथ किए जा सकें. और बाज़-औक़ात हमारे यहाँ नेटवर्किंग को बहुत हम उसको गलत तरीके से लेते हैं कि जी दिस इज प्रोबेबली रॉन्ग. हम लोगों को अक्यूज भी करते हैं कि जी इस बंदे के नेटवर्क बड़े अच्छे हैं इसलिए फलां काम ये कर लेते हैं, एंड दैट इज अ रॉन्ग थिंग. बट एक्चुअली इज दैट रियली अ रॉन्ग थिंग? So I think some reflection is needed there. But मेरे ख्याल में we'll go to Dr. Amarsi now, who is going to talk about the change process, and I think she will also be able to bring up from both of these aspects that we talked about, and I think her talk would also talk about networking and some sort of lobbying and change, and how that has an impact, and then we'll be able to take questions later on. Over to you, Dr. Mercy. Sorry to bring you forward, but there's nothing I could do. Thanks a lot. आप mute पर हैं. Could you unmute yourself, Dr. Mercy?
No problem at all. Doesn't make much of a difference. I think everything we are talking about today is boiling down to leadership. So I would like to say a few sentences on leadership. You see, the first thing is that it's not always a position that makes you a leader. You are a leader in your own sense. You can be a leader at the bedside. You can be leader in your house. You can be a leader in your class, self-appointed leader. हमें पता है कि हमारे पास class representative होते हैं, लेकिन कुछ लोग होते हैं वो as a leader काम कर. Every time you don't get a position to work as a leader, some people just have a tendency to be a leader. But so I'm not going to go into all the functions of a leader, but one of very important process that a leader has to do, and I mean both formal, informal leaders, is to bring about a change. Why? Why do we need a change? You see, the question is, nowadays, the world is changing. We cannot go business as usual. There is no status quo. There is no constant thing. The only constant thing in the world today is change. Change is unavoidable. Change is important. If we do not bring about change, we will be left behind. Like our Florence Nightingale says, that if you don't move forward, you're not prepared to change, the world will move forward and will leave you behind. And I'm sure none of us want to be in that position. So we all have to change. Now, why are we changing? Because nowadays beliefs of people have changed, technology has changed, economic conditions have changed, generations are changing with all millennials coming in, digitals coming in, I don't know, generation X and Y coming in. There are so many names, I can't remember all of them. So with all that, things cannot move as usual. Like Mrs. Pasha said, she became a nurse in 58. I became a nurse in 72. I cannot continue my nursing, what I learned at that time and what nurses used to do at that time. I will be completely left out in today's situation. So it's very important that a nurse or a leader is very aware of their responsibility and their attributes of becoming a leader. You see, during this period of change, leader plays a very critical role in managing and implementing change. So what is we will look at what is the attributes required and what are some of the changes we need in our profession. So attributes are what? First of all, the leader defines change, manages change, and implements change. Yeah. So how do you do that? Mrs. Pasha said, Leila said, everybody said communication. Communication, communication, communication. Nobody absolutely can deny that. Inspire people. If you come and tell me, Yasmin, we need to change this, do you think I will be ready to change? I need to know why. I need to know what we are looking at. What is our vision? What is our end goal? Why should I change? What is in it for me? Do I have the skills to change? Do I have the comfort to change? Many people are resistant to change, not because they are negative and they don't like you, but it's because they have lack of trust. It's because they are worried about their jobs, because if they change, they may not be able to perform what they are expected to perform. So the leader gives comfort to the people about change. They inspire people, they empower people. The leader doesn't sit and do everything themselves. They work with the people, communicate to people, work with the people, empower people, help people to adapt to change. That is how we will be able to bring about the change. Yeah. So it is very important that leaders motivate people, aspire towards higher purpose as to where should you be going. And also that with this change, we want to bring better conditions for you, that your status quo will change, that world will improve, that we will be able to say if we are earn better, or we are able to perform better, or we are going to raise the standard of nursing. So there has to be some change that is going to happen for people to understand that. Then, as Mrs. Pasha very clearly said, you have to focus on going forward, not backwards. Like I said, I can't now say, oh, we used to do this, why can't you do that? That doesn't happen now. The thing is how to move forward. Yes, you learn from your past, but you are not dwelling on your past. You are dwelling on you are looking forward to bring a new thing. You are looking at what is needed in today's world, and you are looking at how can I improve what I need to improve. So we are referring to, again, looking at building commitment of people, building beliefs of people, but be careful, do not change the values of people. If people have ethical values, they are to be maintained even when the change is coming. So by inspiring confidence, you bring in and responsibility, you give people capacity to pursue to be better. So you see, when you want to make change, people are going to resist to your change. So you have given them empowerment, you have given them support, you have given them emotional support, so hopefully change will come. You know, when change creates, when leadership creates change, they are facilitating a growth. You will only change if you see you are going to grow. So there is better future, better vision, and growth for you. The secret of changing is to focus all your energy, all your energy on fighting that you don't go back to the old, and on building up the new growth. It is painful. Change is sometimes very painful, and growth is also painful. But no pain, no gain without pain. So some pain is going to come with your change. But if at the end of the change they can see a light at the end of the tunnel, people will be willing to change. I think, you see, what are we looking? Let's look at some of our examples. What in today's profession, our profession, we think we are looking to bring about a change? Are we satisfied with the standing of the profession? Are we satisfied with the recognition we are given? Is there room for improvement? How will we bring improvement? How will we bring improvement if we are trying to, if we are looking at what needs to be improved? Do we have the skills to improve? Do we know why we are going to improve? So I think the important part for all of us is to look at things the way we want it. Are we satisfied with the professionalism that we are all showing? So how are we, look, if we are looking at education, we are looking at curriculum. We are looking at how we teach theory, clinical. Is there an integration? Or are we all just, you know, we have had a 10-year-old curriculum which now won't work. Today's nurses, if they are taught some material of 10 years back, you think they will be able to function as effective healthcare professionals? They can't. They can't. So that's where we need. Second thing we need is quality of patient care. Are we really giving the care we need to give? are we able to give what is supposed to be given? Our skills, we have always said, oh, but there is lack of resources, oh, but nobody recognizes me, but oh, even if I work hard, what incentive we have? No, you should always know this is your duty, this is your responsibility, this is your accountability. You need to understand that, and we need to, as leaders also, we need to make our colleagues, our peers, our subordinates understand that. You see, that's where the issue comes. Because we are so disconnected. Nursing at the grassroots level, nursing at the leadership level, we are not always connected. So as I said, change needs communication, change also needs connectivity. We need to connect with each other to bring about change. So how are we going to do that? Who is going to do that? Is only the DGNs, the leaders of nursing, responsible for all this? Are some of the educators responsible for this? Is it a collective responsibility of every student, every nurse on the ward, every nurse who is a teacher, every nurse who is in the leadership, be it at the federal level, be it at the provincial level? Let us connect and all work towards same or similar vision to see how we want this nursing. You know, in 2002, was it, Mrs. Pasha, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was many years back that we had a vision that by year 2020, we will have all baccalaureate programs. We had a vision, and we inshallah, we are hopefully achieving it. So now also we need to have vision. 10 years after today, when our young nurses come in, they will ask us, what have our leaders left for us? What is the vision they've left for us? And so those are the things that we really need to work on. Let's talk a little bit about attitudinal change. Our attitude that ये मेरा काम नहीं है, ये तो मेरी मैनेजर का काम है, ये मेरा काम नहीं है, ये मेरी लीडर बात करेगी, ये मैं नहीं करूंगी, ऐसे काम करने नहीं चलेगा. If we are all aspiring to have similar vision, if we are all aspiring, then it's everybody's business. It is not one person's business, it's not one leader's business, it's everybody's business. So that is another thing. You know, I was going to touch upon lobby because Parveen told me to talk a little bit about lobbying. I seem to have a little bit more time because Afsha is not there, yeah? So I can take 2 minutes extra. You see, when we talk of lobbying, what do we really mean by lobbying? Let me give you an example of some of the other countries that nurses, nursing leaders go and lobby with the parliamentarians that nurses need such and such facilities. But you just can't go and talk to the parliamentarians just like that. You have to, like, I think Leila said it very clearly, and even Parveen said it, there has to be a proper preparation for it. There has to be knowledge. There has to be policy, very well-defined plan as to what kind of change you want. It is extremely important. So being a leader has lots of responsibilities. You do lobby, you have to first of all be educated so that you have a credibility when you go to the parliamentarians or whoever you want to help you with bring about your change or to help you with approval of things, or you want your bill to be passed. You have to know, you have to have credibility, you have to know the information, you have thorough data, thorough knowledge of what you are doing, you have done analysis to the 10th grade. Your analysis of the situation is extremely important, because you cannot argue with anybody saying, look, we need this change if you yourself are not very well prepared for it, right? So do you think an RN nurse can do this? No, she has to have a lot of knowledge, maybe at master's level, maybe at a special level on how policies are made, what kind of data and knowledge is required to go and bring change. So it is a proper preparation to lobby. And lobby, don't look at it negatively कि हम जाके किसी की चमचागिरी करके हमारा काम करवा लें. That is not lobbying. Lobbying is preparing your case of why you are saying you want what you want. That is the important part. And in some cases, politics has come into our nursing. And we are looking at things from a political point of view. Please, we need to look at things from a professional point of view. What is good for our profession? How are people going to recognize this? Higher education, we are obtaining enough. To navigate, to lobby. So we are all bringing about change by utilizing all these skills in a proper way, not because I belong to a party, therefore I have a right, or you are my uncle in the parliament, please favor me and have this bill of mine passed. No, we have to do it on professional way, and I think that to me is extremely important. So I just was a bit worried about one incident that took place. Like I didn't feel that, yes, everybody may have been justified to go in front of the press club and put your point across. But I think that we are professional, educated. We should have written down our points and then go to and take it to the right channel and negotiate our position to get what we want, rather than dharna dena. वो हमारा professionalism नहीं आता है उसमें. So I could go on and on, as I said, but I think I will stop here and maybe able to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mercy. And I'm really sorry I didn't introduce you properly, though you don't need any introduction at all. And I think that's partly the problem, that I didn't really kind of realize that I've not introduced you. So I'm really sorry about that. Dr. Mercy works as an emeritus professor at the Aga Khan University. She has been in that university for a long time. She has led on many different leadership positions. When I was a student at Aga Khan University, Dr. Mercy was dean of the school, and I have seen her and learned from her a lot during my career. So apologies for that. And thank you so much. And I think the discussion has been really useful and very interesting questions coming up around, and I'm just going to ask a couple of those questions, those questions which are coming from people, if that's okay. और अगर किसी और ने सवाल पूछना है तो प्लीज चैट बॉक्स में डालते जाएं और हम उसको देखते रहेंगे. और वो लोग जो फेसबुक पे देख रहे हैं, अगर आप भी अपने कमेंट्स पेस्ट करते जा रहे हैं तो आई विल ट्राई एंड टेक दोस क्वेश्चंस एज वेल. तो एक जो सवाल हमारे पास आ रहा है, Jahazeeb पूछ रहे हैं, I would like to request from the experts to talk on the issue arise in multi-professional healthcare teams. So multi-professional, we are working as multidisciplinary healthcare teams. हम दूसरे लोगों के साथ काम करते हैं. So social and professional justice use the main reason faced by the nurses in today's area. Need to talk on that, please. I think what he's trying to ask is that कि किस तरह से हम in the context of multidisciplinary team, अगर हम वहाँ पे हम किस तरह से अपनी skills को इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, और अगर हमें उस context में change लेकर आना है तो कैसे लाया जा सकता है. I think Dr. Mercy did start talking about the the context के जहाँ हम change लाने की कोशिश करें by going press club के बाहर या दूसरी जगहों पे. तो how do we actually work with other professionals और दूसरे लोगों के साथ किस अगर हम काम करें तो how do we bring that change? So Dr. Mercy, would you like to answer that, and then anybody else can add?
Sure. I think that's a very, very important question, and it's question of the time. It's required, and I'm so glad you asked that question. You see, the question is, we now with higher education should be equipped with the knowledge, skills, and attributes of working with any other profession. Bachelors in physiotherapy, in nutrition, doctors, nurses are kind of at par where qualification is concerned. So we should not shy away from that, oh, maybe I am not as well qualified as BSc nutritionist is or as MBBS is. So our education should give us confidence. So that is one thing. The second thing is that we should be prepared. We should go to the meeting prepared. We should have all the data, all the information, and all at the tip of your finger about your own patients. If we go there and say, pata nahi sir, ye maine dekha nahi tha, ye tha ya wo tha, you have lost it. Because you have lost your confidence. People will have confidence on you when they see you confident. When they see you that you are able to give what it takes, that you are very well informed, that you are well read, knowledgeable, and you are able to give your information in a professional way. Third thing ये है कि ये सब भी होगा तो फिर भी शायद थोड़ा बहुत प्रॉब्लम होगा बात करने के लिए, because it takes time. It takes time for people to change their perception. For very long, unfortunately, nursing has been left behind. हमने वो अपनी confidence, अपना knowledge नहीं दिखाया है कि हम हैं. आपको पता है जहाँ मैंने 1-2 हॉस्पिटल्स पाकिस्तान में देखे हैं, आई एम श्योर यहाँ कुछ लीडर्स बैठे हैं वो बता सकते हैं कि नर्सेज को रिस्पेक्ट मिलती है मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी टीम में if they are able to stand on their own, they are able to give information, they are able to share knowledge, they are able to be as confident as any other healthcare professional. So I think ये अब हमारे हाथ में है. मैंने कहा ना हमें चेंज इन एजुकेशन की भी जरूरत है, तो हमें अपने आप को पूछना चाहिए कि क्या हम नर्सिंग स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे कॉन्फिडेंट बनाते हैं जो वो इस मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी टीम की एक ट्रू कंट्रीब्यूटिंग प्रोफेशनल मेंबर बन सकती है. I think the answer is yes. We have to work at it, consciously work at it, and nurses को एक दूसरे को help करना चाहिए. I think it can be achieved.
Thank you, Dr. Mercy. Laila,
सबसे ज्यादा पेशेंट का तो हमें पता है. 24 hours तो हम नर्सेस होते हैं पेशेंट के साथ. So we should have an upper hand in.
Thank you, Dr. Mercy. Sorry, मुझे लगा आपका खत्म हो गया था तो I interrupted, but लेकिन वो network का problem था. Laila, you work in those situations all the time, and in nursing and outside nursing. Do you have anything to add? Perhaps an example or anything else that you would like to add?
So I would completely agree each word by word what Dr. Mercy has said, that nurses have to make their own position. And as far as confidence is concerned, the respect is concerned, we have to earn it. And, you know, when we're talking about multidisciplinary group teams and groups, we only can be confident if we know our subject matter, if we know the substance, if we know what we are doing, and we have to practice a little on our communication skills, then there is no point that one cannot make their own position and earn the respect and survive in multidisciplinary groups in all the respect, making our positions, advocating for selves, for teams, and for patients.
तो अगर अब मतलब आप दोनों ये बात कर रहे हैं कि प्रिपेयर होना चाहिए, जिसका मतलब अगर नॉर्मल उस पे बहुत ले उस तरीके से समझाऊं मैं, तो वो ये है कि जी आप मीटिंग में जाने से पहले अपनी प्रिपरेशन करके जाएं, आपको अपने पॉइंट्स पता हो और उनके काउंटर पॉइंट्स भी पता हो. Is that what we are saying?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, I completely agree. क्योंकि sometimes it happens that somebody, not only nursing, some people when they're coming to meeting, they don't even know what the agenda is. So that's not how you go to the meeting when you're in a leadership position. You need to know what is the agenda. You need to know what you want to get out of this agenda and how are you going to get it. And, you know, since I'm coming, you know, and advocating negotiation bit here, I would say कि जब मैं negotiation की table पर होती हूँ, तो मुझे exactly ये पता होता है कि what would I trade to get what I want. And that only comes with the homework. मुझे ये पता होना चाहिए कि अगर मुझे परवीन से एक चीज चाहिए, तो मैं on the alternate परवीन को क्या offer करूँगी that she will have to give this in, because that's not on some kind of favor or personal thing. It is to get to a mutual win-win situation. जब आपको पता होगा कि मैं एक ऐसा सोल्यूशन टेबल पे रखने वाली हूँ जिससे यू नो जो मेरी मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी टीम है या मेरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की दूसरी टीम है या दूसरा यूनिट है, उसका भी फायदा होगा और मेरा भी फायदा होगा. इन अ विन-विन सिचुएशन, ऑफ कोर्स एवरीबॉडी विल ट्राई एंड लिसन टू यू व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग दैट सेंस. And for that only comes with the proper preparation for your own homework, and when you know what is existingly going on in the system, in the community, in the advancement, and for the healthcare organization. Okay,
great. Thank you. दूसरा जो question है.
Just give 1 minute example, Parveen.
Yes, ma'am.
मैं आपको एक छोटा सा example दूंगी. I'm from a family where मेरे father है ना, मुझे कभी मर्द के साथ बात करने नहीं देते थे. मार खाती थी मैं किसी मर्द से, क्लास में लड़के से बात कर ली तो. From that background, I was the only member in the board who was a female, all else were male. इसमें भी मुझे survive करना पड़ा है. You think that road was easy? From going up to class 12, I have not talked to men. And then when I become a dean, I was in a board with all male and only female. Do you think it's an easy road? It's not, but you have to work hard, commitment, and stick to your values and your philosophy and your beliefs, and everybody and anybody can do it.
So, Dr. Mercy, आपका ये कि वहां पर भी आपको information चाहिए ना as to how do you negotiate and how do you actually kind of demonstrate that आप जो कर रहे हैं that's valid, and how do you develop that trust?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you so much. दूसरा क्वेश्चन है कि आजकल जो हमारे पास एज लीडर और नर्स लीडर्स हमारे we have to be change adaptable, but the changes are happening at the same time. There are too many things happening at the same time, जैसे डॉक्टर मर्सी ने कहा earlier. Can we adopt or deal with these? How can we adopt and deal with these changes? Kindly share your experience. My question is to all of you. बहुत सारी चीजें हो रही हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें चेंज हो रही हैं और बहुत क्विकली चेंज हो रही हैं. एंड I think one of the question which I also have that, you know, while things are changing very, very quickly, as healthcare professionals, as nurses, हमारे पास उतना time नहीं है. While people have been working at home or not working at home, we are still working in hospitals. We are still working behind the scenes. जो nurse educators वो दूसरों को पढ़ा रहे हैं, जो managers हैं वो सारी situation को deal करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जो nurses bedside पे और दूसरी जगह पे काम कर रहे हैं वो काम कर रहे हैं. तो there is a lot going on in our own lives. हमारे बच्चे घर पर हैं, हमें उनको देखना है. तो how do we keep up to date with all these changes? हम उसको किस तरह से maintain करें? Mrs. Pasha, are you आप हैं call पे? I would like you to. I think we have dropped her again. No, I think she's here. Could you unmute yourself? Would you like to say something around that? I think she's having difficulty. Would any of you would like to? I know there are quite a lot of people on the call. Dr. Isa is there. Dr. Rosina is there. Anybody else? If any of you could do that, please raise your hand and I'll be able to unmute yourself.
Is it okay now? Can you hear me?
जी, अब आ रही है आवाज. हाँ जी.
Okay, thank you, Praveen. what I was going to say, that 1966, when we had to practice our teaching sessions, at that time we went to teach PIA air hostesses. We went to schools, high schools, sex counseling, guidance at adolescents. So it's not something very new now that we were not lobbying. We were going to the communities in those days. And of course, in midwifery, when we did our midwifery in 62, we used to go on bicycles and tongas to deliver the babies at home, because that was domiciliary midwifery. 5 cases we had to do at home. So it's not that lobbying is difficult. We go with doctors, we go to the mosques, community midwifery students, or when we started a 2.5 years program, we used to go to mosques, to the people who made jackets, and they learned certain things to live in the community, to make mapping, to do the mapping and find out their clients in the community itself. Teachers in schools are very helpful, very, very helpful. So we are still, I go to schools many times, still I do, voluntarily. I'm picked up by certain people. So if you want to lobby for nursing, chances are there. You can give such a lot. But Mrs. Pasha, everybody's not like you. I said, they are. You haven't seen nurses' role because you have been not exposed. So it is us as nurses that we show our roles by practicing, again, our skills in what areas, I even had a student who went to Lahore to meet the people in the areas where the girls are in Mundi. So there is a lot of people who are in touch with. If I have problems, I have very good friends, and I send them their problems to human rights and go and attend voluntarily the meetings, and they accept it. And so you can become members anywhere, wherever you want to. Behbood, for example, 1960s early, we used to, no, it was 1967 that Behbood was there, and we used to go and provide guidance and counseling there, and deliver lectures, sessions on certain issues which were considered essential for the young girls, for the women with problems, and so forth. Yeah.
Thank you. Ken, thank you.
Can I just answer that question of yours?
Yes, ma'am.
The question which somebody has said that
how can
we cope? There is so much happening in our lives. Yeah, that is true. That actually is the fact of life. I would say that people have become more busy now sitting at home than when they were going to work, because now you have to manage house, home, and you have to manage work. You have to set your priorities, you have to do your timetabling, you have to do your planning, and still things will go wrong, and accept them. But I think the question about we can't do it is not the question. The question is, how do we do it? Where can I do what to get what I want to do? There is no room to say it is not possible. Change every threat into opportunity. Change every problem into opportunity, and see if my child absolutely has to be spoken to, just give him the toys or whatever, distract him so that you can do your work. If the husband says he needs food on time, negotiate with him that food cannot be given on time because you have a Zoom meeting. So there has to be some kind of balance between what you must do, what can be done later at night when everybody is asleep, and what needs to be done when.
Thank you. And I think that is something that as you have said that we need to try and manage things around. Change बहुत जल्दी हो रहा है, बहुत सारी चीजें change हो रही हैं, हर तरफ change हो रहा है, and it's very hard, और उसको pace up करना भी मुश्किल है, लेकिन हम उसको छोड़ भी नहीं सकते, because if we have left it, then we will be even further behind. So it's trying to use all those times. And I think I will also pick up Mrs. Pasha's point कि एक चीज जो मैं देख रही हूँ अपनी उसमें, for very long time हम we as nurses are very good at reflecting, but we usually reflect within our profession. And I'm looking at the national and international experiences और उसके हिसाब से scenario पे देख रही हूँ. But what we are not very good at is working with other professionals दूसरी जगह पे, अपने hospital से बाहर, अपनी जगहों से बाहर, जहां हम हैं वहां तो बहुत अच्छे हैं, लेकिन बाहर हम नहीं बताते, लोगों को नहीं पता नर्सेस कौन है, नर्सेस क्या करती हैं. So that's where I think Mrs. Pasha was saying that we need to start engaging with other people, कि जहां पे लोगों को ये पता चले कि नर्सेस ये होती हैं, nurses are equally knowledgeable person. If I have got a PhD and I am a nurse, then I am equally qualified and equally intelligent person to be able to teach anyone in social sciences, anyone anywhere, in any disciplines. And I have learned that this time engaging with different universities in Pakistan, that people don't really know. वो आपको पूछते हैं जी अच्छा हमें तो पता ही नहीं था आप nurse हैं. So being proud of ourselves and telling people and explaining who we are and engaging with it, something that we are going to change the overall image of the profession. So this was a little bit sidetracked, sorry about that. Then we have another question, which I'm sorry, the chat box have just gone. So one question to Dr. Mercy is, I have a question on Pakistani health system. In Pakistan focuses more on doctors' health model has not introduced. Okay, what they're trying to ask basically is that nurses are still considered subordinates, specifically in government hospitals. So how the nurses could bring change in this system? I have something to say around that, but Dr. Mercy will. Dr. Mercy, what do you think? How can, when we are seen as?
Go ahead, Praveen. You go ahead. I'll say after you. You go ahead.
Okay, so how can we bring up change as when we are seen as subordinates? Again, I think some of the answer is relates to my previous जो मैं बात करी थी कि हम engage नहीं करते हैं लोगों के साथ. What we are trying to do now here, जहाँ पे मैं UK में या पाकिस्तान में, so there are different initiatives हैं, जैसे याराने वतन या दूसरे initiative हैं, वहाँ पे मेरे जैसे मैं और मेरे जैसे कुछ और लोगों ने lobby करके ये करने की कोशिश की है कि when you are talking about healthcare professionals, nurses and midwives are part of it, and we need to be seen on those tables. And we bring up the quality to those discussions and give suggestions as to how we can add up to it. So this is how, जब तक हम अपने आप को subordinates देखते रहेंगे, and actually we are not subordinates, it's a different discipline, we are co-workers, we all, both of the professions have their own separate responsibilities, separate job description. We work together to ensure that patients' needs are met, to ensure that healthcare systems are working properly. And we earn our respect, as Dr. Mercy have said, by demonstrating that we are good at what we are doing. We have got degree in nursing, they have got degree in medicine. So we are not very different, we are comparable in terms of our education. So it's the trust, it's the confidence that we have in ourselves, first of all, that is really very, very important. And secondly, trying and see how can we engage in the healthcare system related discussions at every level, not in a negative way, not in a disruptive way, but in a way that we make sure that we highlight what we do and how that is important. I think that's what I think, and Dr. Mercy will add further to it, that agar hum subordinates ki tarah se dekhe jate hain, so how do we bring about change?
Important thing is कि आप अपने आप को कैसे समझते हैं. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's not you. आपकी अगर एक हॉस्पिटल है, उसमें कुछ नर्सेस बहुत एजुकेटेड है, वेल एजुकेटेड है, वेल प्रिपेयर्ड है, knowledgeable है, they have confidence, they stand on their own. The other side, care की साइड पे बहुत सारी issues हैं.
I think we've lost. Are you there, Dr. Mercy?
तो उसमें मैं आगे
Laila, would you like to add anything while we get Dr. Mercy back?
sorry
Good. Does everyone hear Dr.
and
आवाज आ रही है सबको? कोई इसमें लिख देगा तो मुझे पता चले, मुझे नहीं आ रही.
अभी आई थी थोड़ी सी, इसके बाद नहीं आ रही.
Laila, would you like to pick up on that while Dr. Mercy comes back?
आप सवाल दोबारा पूछ लीजिए.
Dr. Mercy, we didn't hear you. आपने जो ऐड किया वो आवाज नहीं आई, दोबारा से बताएंगे? मेरे ख्याल में उनको आवाज नहीं आ रही. Laila, would you like to add up as to what we can do when we are seen as subordinates and how can we actually be the change? अपना change में हम किस तरह से part ले सकते हैं? How can we be?
Parveen, after Laila, if it is okay, I can comment on that.
जी Dr. Isa, just take it. Hello, Laila, आवाज आ रही है तुम्हें?
डॉक्टर अमरसी की हमें नहीं आ रही है, कट रही है, कहीं पे थोड़ी बहुत आती है.
Laila, would you like to unmute yourself and say something?
Voice distorted है.
मेरे ख्याल में लैला को भी नहीं आ रही. तो डॉक्टर ईसा, आप कुछ बोलेंगे?
और इस पे जो आप बोल रहे हैं ना कि अपने इस इमेज को हम कैसे चेंज करें कि सब ऑर्डिनेट हमें लोग ना देखें. I think the very first thing is, and which was already covered beautifully by the previous speaker in their own topics, knowledge is power. And power has to be earned. ठीक है, you have to be committed. और मैं सिर्फ इस पे ये कहूँगी कि 1979, sorry, when I became the first staff nurse, उस वक्त हमारे यूनिट में मेरे प्रोफेसर को इतना भरोसा था कि उस वक्त गवर्नमेंट में मुझे नहीं पता अभी का सिस्टम, लेकिन उस वक्त हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती थी कि नर्सेज जो हैं वो इसको कहते थे इंडेंट, वो नर्सेज लेने जाती थी स्टोर से मेडिकेशन फॉर द पेशेंट, ड्रिप्स और ये सारा कुछ, वो स्टाफ जो होती थी इस यूनिट की वो जाती थी ये सारा कुछ लेने के लिए. और वो हफ्ते में 2 दिन होता था जब मुझे इंडेंट के लिए जाना होता था. मेरे यूनिट के प्रोफेसर थे डॉक्टर बखबिलंत. वो क्योंकि उस दिन मेरा टाइम शॉर्ट होता था तो वो मुझे कहते थे, रईसा बताओ कौन कौन से पेशेंट का राउंड करना है आज. ठीक है, मैं 79 की ये बात कर रही हूँ, अ यंग स्टाफ नर्स. ठीक है, तो उसमें क्या था? इट वाज नॉलेज, नोइंग माय पेशेंट, नोइंग द डिटेल. ठीक है, एंड दैट ट्रस्ट. तो आपको वो अर्न करना है. तो अब लेकिन मैं ये समझ सकती हूँ कि जिसका भी ये सवाल था कि शायद वो जर्नल लेवल की बात करते हैं, इंडिविजुअल की नहीं बात करते. लेकिन हर इंडिविजुअल अगर अपने आप को नॉलेज से एम्पावर करेगा, दे नो द सिस्टम, दे नो द पॉलिसीज, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स अगेन वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो ये सब अगर हम प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो ऑफ कोर्स ये सब चेंज होगा. इंडिविजुअल से ही सोसाइटी बनती है. तो जब ज्यादा इंडिविजुअल्स जो है व्हेन दे आर एबल टू अर्न दैट रिस्पेक्ट एंड एम्पावर देमसेल्फ. एम्पावरमेंट हम बात करते हैं कि कोई और हमें एम्पावर करेगा तो होगा, कोई और नहीं, हमने अपने आप को खुद एम्पावर करना है. थैंक यू सो मच.
Parveen, do you want me to add something to it?
Yes, ma'am, if you wanted to, and then I'll take another question.
Okay. हमारे रोल मॉडल्स जो थे उनसे किसी ने कहा नर्स, डॉक्टर ने कहा where is my coffee? तो ये सबऑर्डिनेशन उस वक्त गिनी जाती थी. आज एक टीम वर्क है, चाय पी रहे हैं तो सब इकट्ठे मिलके would you like to have, you offer yourself. लेकिन उस वक्त एक डिमांड होती थी कि you have to make my cup of coffee. Why? What for? तो एक मिसाल ये भी है कि हम उनके आगे खुद झुककर भी काम करना चाहते हैं ऐसा कि वो सुपर पावर्स बने. Young doctors, for example, I'm sorry if I hurt anybody, the feelings of the younger ones, but the elders, the people who knew us in olden days, they came down from the stage to say hello to the nursing superintendent who worked with him. He was the DG Health. He saw the teacher, the nursing director, Miss Mulchand, and he said, मैम आप कैसी हैं. तो ये आपस की कोऑर्डिनेशन थी. जो इज्जत और एहतराम था वो हमने खुद रखना है. वकार उस वक्त आता है जब आप अपनी इज्जत करवाना खुद जानते हो. इसीलिए मैंने वो जुमला कहा था कि नहीं मिसेस पाशा आप डिफरेंट हैं. क्यों हम डिफरेंट हैं? हमने डिफरेंट नहीं होना. वी आर ऑल ह्यूमन बीइंग्स बट द साइकी इज डिफरेंट. साइकोलॉजी इज डिफरेंट ऑफ पीपल, एवरी पर्सन. सो वी अर्न respect, as Raisa very well said, when knowledge we have the powerful instrument in our own hands. Thank you.
Thank you. So again, all of us have got the power. और हमें किसी दूसरे को देखने के बजाय पहले अपना खुद तो चेंज करें ना कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं, so that we are seen as somebody who's respectable. We are seen. और ये आसान नहीं है. इसके लिए आपको सारी जिंदगी हर पोजीशन में, मेरे ख्याल में जितने लोग यहाँ पर हैं और जितने लोग कॉल पे अटेंड कर रहे हैं, आप सबकी अपनी अपनी स्ट्रगल्स होंगी. अगर आप उस सबको उस तरह से देखें तो इज्जत कमाना और अपने आप को खड़ा करना, फिर चाहे वो घर में हो, ससुराल में हो, जॉब में हो, एज अ नर्स हो, दूसरी जगह पर हो, इट्स नॉट एन इजी, इट्स अ कांस्टेंट स्ट्रगल जो आपको करनी पड़ती है. लेकिन अगर उसमें हम हाथ पैर छोड़ के बैठ जाएं तो फिर तो वाकई काम नहीं चलेगा. बट इफ यू रिफ्लेक्ट एंड इफ यू कीप ऑन वर्किंग ऑन इट, अर्निंग place for ourselves, collectively we will rise. Leila, next question is to you. Ehtisham is asking that he's given quite elaborate description, but what he wants to ask is bullying from nursing leadership and the attitudes to eat their young ones is quite prevalent in Pakistani nursing system. So my question to you is, what role leaders can play to address bullying behavior and how it affects negotiation?
Wow. So very good question. Bullying and negotiations are two very, very separate things. Bullying can influence anything, not only negotiation. All the aspects of leadership and interpersonal behavior and so much more. So we do not need to take bullying and negotiation together. Bullying is a separate subject matter, a negative connotation, and can influence any leadership attribute, your communication, your interpersonal relationship, and you as an individual. So bullying जो है वो negotiation के साथ का fact in नहीं है. However, अगर bullying हो रही है, if somebody is trying to bully you, while on the negotiation, that you need to know the profession. Anybody bully you while you negotiating your factor, and where it comes the power of knowledge and lobbying. So if one of the party is or leadership or supervisor, as you have put in, is lobbying you for your justified demand or request, you can always turn the table around with justifying not accepting bullying and justifying the pure negotiation by lobbying the counterpart of the supervisor. To elaborate it more, अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आपकी head nurse है या nurse manager है या if because that is how you put your question in कि अगर leadership आपको bully करे, so you can always go through the counterpart of it and prove yourself is not being accepting the lobbying. And there are several ways, different in different organization, how you have the right of not accepting bullying of any sort.
Thank you, Leila. और एक चीज और इसमें बोलूंगी कि I mean, as people know that I work on domestic abuse and bullying and harassment and that sort of stuff. It happens everywhere. और हर जगह पे, हर मुल्क में, हर जगह पे होती है, हर ग्रुप में होती है. समटाइम्स बुलिंग नहीं होती तो लग बुलिंग जैसी रही होती है, because as the new members comes in, तो पिछला तो ग्रुप ऑलरेडी फॉर्म्ड होता है ना, उनको तो आपकी जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि आप अगर नए मेंबर हैं, आपको अपनी जगह बनानी है, और जगह बनानी जो है वो काफी मुश्किल काम लगता है काफी। उस पे ये कि लोग आपका एडवांटेज भी लेने की कोशिश करते हैं, लोग आपको टेस्ट भी करते हैं। वहां पे इफ यू स्टैंडिंग अप टू योरसेल्फ, knowing what you do, who you are, और आपका constant उस वो जो behavior है, that helps you develop and make your own place. So डॉक्टर परवीन अली अगर बैठ के यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ शेफील्ड में गोरों के बीच में उन्हीं के लेवल पे उस पे वो करे, तो आसान काम तो नहीं होगा ना, टाइम लगा होगा, वक्त लगा होगा उस जगह पे आने के लिए। डॉक्टर मर्सी अगर पहली पीएचडी नर्स थी पाकिस्तान की, और खड़ी होके डीन बन के अगर स्कूल ऑफ नर्सिंग की डॉक्टरों के बीच में और दूसरे लोगों के बीच में करती होंगी, तो आसानी से तो नहीं करती होंगी, बहुत प्लेट में रख के तो किसी ने नहीं दिया होगा। क्लैरा पाशा वाज फर्स्ट एडवाइजर, तो सबने बड़े आराम से तो नहीं एक्सेप्ट कर लिया होगा। सो इट टेक्स टाइम, करेज, योर होमवर्क एंड हाउ यू प्रेजेंट योरसेल्फ, एंड स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली आप उसको कर सकते हैं। आई थिंक देन वी हैव गॉट, देन आई थिंक एज वी ग्रो अप, एज वी डेवलप इन द प्रोफेशन, आई थिंक दैट्स वेयर आई से दैट रिफ्लेक्टिंग ऑन योर एक्सपीरियंसेस एंड मेकिंग श्योर कि आपके बाद के आने वालों को वो एक्सपीरियंसेस ना हो, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है। उसके लिए अगर हम कोशिश करें कलेक्टिवली कि किस तरह से हम एक ओपन कम्युनिकेशन का जगह बना सकते हैं, ऐसे ही जैसे हमारी पेरेंटिंग प्रैक्टिसेस चेंज हो गई हैं। वो बहुत अच्छा सा एक लतीफा है कि वो आजकल माएँ जो हैं बच्चों को बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस देती हैं, भूख लगी हो ये भी खा लो, ये भी खा लो, ये भी खा लो। हमारी अम्मा कहती होती थी रोटी है खानी है तो खा लो, नहीं खानी तो जाओ यहाँ से, और हम चुप करके खा लेते होते थे। तो we have changed as parents. So अगर we have changed as parents, so why we can't change as managers? Why we can't change as we grow older? Why we can't learn from our mistakes and make sure the workplace is equitable for everybody else? Having said that, that will bring up new challenges. So it's a constant process of examination, and it's a constant process of exploration and changing as we go through it. अच्छा, next question है. Based on my limited experience, I could say that compared to physician, nurse leaders are, that's quite interesting question actually. Nurse leaders are passive and offer limited support to novices and juniors who intend to take on leadership roles. How does this affect our nurses? We are currently discussing in this webinar. So I think Dr. Mercy, ये मेरा भी बहुत मेरे dear question है। कल परसों एक webinar हो रहा था बहुत अच्छा सा, और मैं लैला से बात करी थी, तो मैं कह रही थी तो बच्चे जो कल आए हैं उनके मतलब फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई डोंट थिंक कि बीइंग अ लीडर यू नीड एस्क्राइब्ड पोजीशंस। आप में अगर एबिलिटी है और आप बनना चाहते हैं, यू हैव गॉट समथिंग वर्थवाइल टू से, वक्त और हालात आपको बना देंगे और आप वो चेंज लेकर आ सकेंगे। लेकिन हमारी जो यंगर जनरेशन है उनको बहुत जल्दी है लीडर बनने की, और उसमें फिर ये भी है कि हमारे नर्स लीडर्स बढ़ने भी नहीं देते। शायद जब मैं छोटी थी तो मुझे भी ऐसा लगता था कि जी हमारे नर्स लीडर्स जो हमारे, वो हमें आगे प्रोग्रेस नहीं करने देते और आगे नहीं आने देते। तो इसका क्या आप कहते हैं? हाउ डू वी सी दिस? व्हाट इज द मैसेज फॉर नर्स लीडर्स एंड व्हाट इज द मैसेज फॉर नोविस नर्सेज एंड जूनियर नर्सेज हु आर कमिंग इन? व्हाट हैव यू सीन इन योर एक्सपीरियंसेस? आर यू देयर डॉक्टर मर्सी? आई थिंक उनको आवाज नहीं आ रही,
म्यूट है उनका।
डॉक्टर ईसा आप कुछ बोलेंगे इस पे? डॉक्टर रोजीना भी है, फिर उनसे पूछती हूँ।
आई परवीन एग्री विद यू। जो ये वाली चीज है ना, मेरे ख्याल में हम जब खुद उस स्टेज पे होते हैं कि हमें नर्स लीडर आगे नहीं आने देते हैं, ये हो सकता है ये ट्रू हो। यानी जब आप खुद बच्चा होते हैं तो आप कहते हैं माँ बाप ऐसे करते हैं, जब आप खुद माँ बाप बन जाते हैं तो देन यू रियलाइज के व्हाट इज द रियलिटी। लेकिन somehow to my recall I really do not remember कि जब मुझे ये शिकायत हो कि मेरे लीडर मुझे आगे नहीं आने देते हैं, क्योंकि शायद मेरी लाइफ में मैं बहुत ही फॉर्चुनेट इनफ थी कि मेरा 3rd ईयर का रिजल्ट नहीं आउट हुआ था और मुझे लेडी रीडिंग हॉस्पिटल में बोल्टन ब्लॉक की चार्ज नर्स बना दिया था। मैं और एग्जाम्पल नहीं देना चाहूँगी, जस्ट टू यू नो अपनी बड़ाई करूँ, लेकिन मेरे रिफ्लेक्शन में सिर्फ ये है कि जब भी, और मेरे खुद के लीडर्स यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, मैडम पाशा यहाँ बैठी हुई हैं, इनके साथ मैंने काम किया है, डॉक्टर अमर सिंह यहाँ मौजूद हैं, इनके साथ मैंने काम किया है। तो ये है कि हमेशा से इनिशिएटिव लिया, एंड I will say, you need to go an extra mile to be distinct. If you want to be an ordinary person and like everyone, तो फिर तो ठीक है, आप उतना ही काम करें. लेकिन if you want to be unique, then this will not happen without going an extra mile. तो आपके अंदर potential अगर होगा, तो I really do not see any reason that why your leaders will not allow. लेकिन at the same time, it is the leaders' accountability to entrust the responsibility on you or to delegate things, seeing your potential. मैं अपने अराउंड अपने फैकल्टी में इस वक्त देखती हूँ कि मैं कौन सी फैकल्टी को क्या चीज देती हूँ, फिर मैं उसका रिजल्ट देखती हूँ, उसकी क्वालिटी देखती हूँ. एज आई सी कि ये पर्सन इतना बोझ ले सकता है, ये इस क्वालिटी के साथ ये काम कर सकता है, ये कर सकती है, तो फिर मैं उसको थोड़ा और देती हूँ, फिर मैं थोड़ा और देती हूँ. लेकिन जब मैं काम देखती हूँ और वो क्वालिटी नहीं आती है या वो टाइम पे वो चीज नहीं आती है, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं देते हुए सोचती हूँ ना कि इसको देना है कि नहीं देना है. तो आई थिंक वी नीड टू रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन आवर सेल्फ कि हम खुद कितनी हमारी एबिलिटी है, कितना हमारा मोटिवेशन है, क्वालिटी ऑफ वर्क क्या है, ऑल ऑफ दिस. थैंक यू.
डॉक्टर अजीना, आप ऐड करेंगे कुछ? What do you see as, what are your perspective around it?
Thank you, Parveen. मैंने थोड़ा सा hand raise किया था for asking a question, not responding to a question. तो I think I'll just go ahead.
कर दे, फिर सवाल पूछ ले.
अच्छा. मेरे ख्याल से रिस्पॉन्ड बहुत अच्छा किया है जो पैनल में लोग हैं. और जैसे डॉक्टर ईसा ने कहा कि हमारे अपने उस्ताद और मेंटर्स यहाँ मौजूद हैं. स्कूल के ज़माने में डिप्लोमा से डॉक्टर मर्सी और मिसेस पाशा को हम एज अ रोल मॉडल और इंस्पिरेशनल देखते थे. और फिर डॉक्टर ईसा के साथ काम करने का मौका मिला, लैला के साथ काम करने का मौका मिला. तो योर एंटायर पैनल, परवीन, यू एंड आई हैव वर्कड ब्रीफली शॉर्ट पीरियड व्हेन यू वर देयर इन मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम. सो आई थिंक आप लोगों ने अब तक जो बातें बोली हैं वो सब बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, और किसी की भी कोई बात ऐसी नहीं है जो हम ना देखें. एक स्ट्रगल जो ये सारी बातों को रखते हुए मैं सप्लीमेंटल बात कर रही हूँ, कलेक्टिव ऑटोनॉमी एंड कलेक्टिव एम्पावरमेंट ऑफ अ प्रोफेशन, वो सपोर्ट मैंने देखा भी है और मिस भी किया है. कुछ दौर आए हैं जिसमें वो बहुत अच्छा सपोर्ट था, और कुछ दौर आए हैं जिसमें वो बिल्कुल मिसिंग है. सो अभी इतने लीडर्स मौजूद हैं. मैं एक्चुअली सवाल जो मेरा था वो ये था कि इस जर्नी में इंडिविजुअल लीडरशिप, ओनरशिप, रिकॉग्निशन, वो सब हमने ली है. कलेक्टिव प्रोफेशनल ओनरशिप, ऑटोनॉमी, एम्पावरमेंट एंड द एडवोकेसी चैनल्स जो पाकिस्तान नर्सिंग फेडरेशन या एसोसिएशन के थ्रू आ सकते हैं, उनको हम किसी भी दौर में, मैंने अपने 35-40 इयर्स में उस लेवल पे नहीं देखे जिस लेवल पे होना चाहिए या जिस लेवल पे दूसरे प्रोफेशनल एसोसिएशंस होती हैं. तो उसमें क्या चैलेंजेस हमारे लीडर्स जो आपके साथ पैनल पे हैं उन्होंने देखे, कौन से दौर उन्होंने सक्सेसफुल भी देखे होंगे, तो वो अगर थोड़ी काइंडली शेयर करें आने वालों से कि हम अपने प्रोफेशनल ऑटोनॉमी और एम्पावरमेंट में कौन से चैलेंजेस को सामने रखते हुए ये जो 3 स्किल्स आपने आज के पैनल का नाम रखा है उसको यूज करते हुए कैसे उसको स्ट्रेंथन करें कलेक्टिवली.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर जीना. डॉक्टर अमरसी, आप हैं? आपका कैमरा ब्लैंक है तो आप नॉट श्योर.
और मैं इस पे बिल्कुल बात करना चाहती हूँ. अगर आपको याद है तो मैंने ये कहा कि there is a disconnect between leaders and between the nursing cadre. And I think ये जो था ना, ये पिछले दिनों में हमें जब शुरू में मैडम पाशा थी और मिसेस फैज आलम ज़ैद थे, अगर किसी को याद है तो ये जो सब लोग थे ना, ये लोग उस वक्त हमारी कहते हैं ना नर्सिंग फौज को लेके चलते थे. वो लोग जो है ना वो फ्रीक्वेंट मीटिंग्स करते थे. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल we used to hear. मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
आपकी आवाज कट गई थी, अब आ रही है।
हाँ, तो मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि हमारे जमाने में उस वक्त बहुत बड़ी बड़ी नर्सिंग फेडरेशन की मीटिंग्स होती थी, इलेक्शंस होते थे, तो हम एक कनेक्शन होता था कि हम नर्सिंग प्रोफेशन के साथ कनेक्टेड हैं। अभी वो कनेक्शन नहीं है, हमें ये दोबारा शुरू करना है। प्रोविंशियल लेवल पे मीटिंग्स, इवन जनरल बॉडी मीटिंग्स, so that we are all part of a profession. We feel कि हमारा कोई है।
ठीक है,
मैं इस सिलसिले में परवीन कुछ कंट्रीब्यूट करना चाहूंगी।
यस मैम।
मैं बिल्कुल एग्री करती हूँ रईसा के साथ कि वो ज़माने थे, और आपके साथ भी, और ये कहने को रोजीना को भी कि वो ज़माना था कि नर्सिंग लीडर्स एनकरेज्ड अस, दे गाइडेड अस टू टेक लीडरशिप रोल्स। मुझे बड़ी अच्छी तरह याद है, मैंने अभी कुछ दिन पहले आपसे बात की थी परवीन, कि soon after my training of RN and RM, I was taken in the same school of nursing to teach anatomy, physiology, whatever subjects were there. So इसका मतलब है कि वो recognize कर लेते थे अपने leaders को। जैसे रईसा ने बड़ी अच्छी तरह कहा है कि फलान डॉक्टर ने कहा कि आप वार्ड की इंचार्ज होंगी, तो इसी तरह मैं कहती हूँ कि लीडरशिप पहचानी जाती है, आप में आपके लोग देख लेते हैं कि क्या खूबियां हैं, आपने वो खूबियां अपने अंदर पैदा करनी हैं और की हुई हैं। जो आप सब बैठे हैं वो खूबियां हैं, तो आप इस वक्त बहुत से मसाइल से निकलकर अच्छे लीडर्स सामने आ रहे हैं। रोजीना, आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो डीन बनने की स्कूल ऑफ नर्सिंग ऑफ मिडवाइफरी की। लगे आप?
बहुत शुक्रिया मैडम, आपसे बहुत सीखा है।
Thank you so much. So I just want
I'm
to share
so sorry, sorry.
जी आप कंटिन्यू करो यास्मीन, it's okay. So I just wanted to share this example that yes, leaders did not stop us. No, I'm with Raisa that there were no such times at the times of all our leadership. फैज आलम का आपने नाम लिया है, मिसेस इम्तियाज कमाल का नाम लें आप, मूलचंद साहिबा का नाम लें, अपनी इल्मिया ने कहाँ से सीखा? मूलचंद साहिबा से सीखा। So we had wonderful people. Mrs. Khakwani, GP Khakwani, she got training from Bombay and they were at Jinnah Hospital. So when I joined BB Hospital, now it's known as central government, she used to come to school, provide me whatever you write, get it. So it was always cooperation, and they wanted us to do the needful for the success of the institutions of nursing profession and midwifery profession. Thank you.
Dr. Mercy, आप continue करें, and then we will try and we will wrap up the session. I'm just conscious that we are just going over time, and I know people would have other things to do. So Dr. Mercy, if you're there.
You have muted me.
No, you are not muted. I've put your camera off because आपकी bandwidth कम है, तो आवाज कट रही है। कैमरा मैंने बंद किया, म्यूट मैंने नहीं किया।
अच्छा, ठीक है, वेरी गुड। अच्छा, तो इसमें जो मैं कह रही थी कि जो ये मीटिंग्स होती थी ना, हमारे we used to stay connected, हमारे मेंबर्स के लिए फंक्शंस होते थे, पार्टीज होती थी, फिर हम लोग कनेक्टेड ऐसे रहते थे, वर्कशॉप्स करते थे, मेंबरशिप होती थी। खुदा न खास्ता, आई रिमेम्बर एक केस होता है, लड़कियों को पुलिस पकड़ के ले गए, एंड हमारा जो फेडरेशन था वो ऐसे खड़े हो गया और सब लोग हम साथ मिलके तो उस लड़की को सपोर्ट ऐसा दिया। तो देयर वाज लॉट ऑफ दोस थिंग्स दैट व्हिच इज नॉट हैपनिंग नाउ। हम थोड़ा सा ज्यादा पॉलिटिक्स में ज्यादा चले गए हैं, हमारी प्रायोरिटीज चेंज हो गई हैं, हमारा जो वो है क्या, आई डोंट वांट टू यूज द वर्ड करप्शन, पर आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू से, हम लोगों में वो कमिटमेंट अभी नहीं रही है, हमारे एक दूसरे की जो एक प्रोफेशनल फीलिंग है, प्रोफेशनलिज्म लॉस्ट हो गई है। अब तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन होगा कि वो प्रोफेशनलिज्म कैसे वापस आ सकता है. So maybe we need to start working on becoming part of nursing federation. Election किया जाए, journal bodies किया जाए. We all become part of a family of nurses. तो मुझे लगता है कि शायद कुछ changes आ सके. Instead of पहले तो इतने सारे नहीं थे. I have nothing against nursing provincial young nurses association और ये association और वो association, ये सब बहुत अब nurses को scatter कर दिया है. I don't know about them, so I'm not criticizing them, but I think हम बहुत बट गए हैं. We need to come back again and be integrated and connected.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर मर्सी. एंड आई थिंक एक चीज जो डॉक्टर मर्सी ने बहुत अच्छी कही, और आई थिंक जो हम देखते हैं भी अब, और खास तौर पे पाकिस्तान के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, हमें ऐसा लगता है कि पर्सनल रिलेशनशिप या ट्रस्ट का कोई उसमें काम नहीं है किसी तरह से, लेकिन और उसको नर्चर करना हम भूल जाते हैं. सो आई थिंक जहां ये इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप और इसी वजह से हम एक दूसरे को जानते नहीं है, समझते नहीं है. जो लोग एक जगह पे काम कर रहे होते हैं वो भी एक दूसरे को अच्छे तरीके से नहीं जानते, तो नतीजतन आपका ट्रस्ट नहीं है एक दूसरे पर. सो यस, काम करें और उसके साथ एंगेजमेंट विद ईच अदर्स वेयर यू आर एबल टू लिसन टू ईच अदर. जैसे आपने कहा कि देयर हैज टू बी अपॉर्चुनिटी वेयर पीपल आर एबल टू टॉक एंड पीपल आर एबल टू शेयर देयर ओपिनियंस. इसका कुछ हो सकता नहीं हो सकता वो बात की बात, लेकिन हर चीज को पॉलिटिकली उस तरह से उस लेवल पे ले जाना परहैप्स, और उस पे बहुत छोटी छोटी पार्टियां बन जाना परहैप्स इज नॉट द राइट थिंग टू डू. थैंक यू एवर सो मच. वसीम, आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं? आप कहें तो फिर उसके बाद हम रैप अप करते हैं इसको, बिकॉज आई जस्ट थिंक आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग टू मच टाइम ऑफ ऑल ऑफ यू.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum everyone, and thank you Dr. Parveen for your excellent another webinar, and it's really very good networking. And I came in England to present. Madam Clara Pasha was here and my many colleagues from AKU in 99, and I'm still here, but I want to come back and I present the paper which I did in my BSc management, the role of professional organization in the development of any profession. And it was very much relevant to what we are doing today. And really, and I'm very active member, as you know, for Royal College of Nursing, and I am on executive board on the East London branch. And I learned one thing which I want to share. Everyone say something about that. But what I learned here, we put our client and patient first. Here in ICN, I learned lobby. Why we are saying we are staying more than doctors or any other profession with the patient 24 hours. But how much advocacy we are doing for the patient? We are talking about our salaries, our allowances, our this and that. That will come, but when we put our patient first, that's I want to contribute. And the other thing, for the professional organization, we need to do separate sessions. And inshallah, YNA, PNA, or whatever the organization we will invite. And maybe I request Parveen to put next session. We will talk with all the leaders, all young leaders.
Thank you, Wasim. Najma, you have got your hand raised up. Did you want to say anything? Okay, let's wrap up. To all the speakers, do you have anything final message that you wanted to give to everybody? Maybe we can start with Mrs. Pasha. Do you have any final messages?
Be honest, be committed, have counseling skills. The knowledge is power, as we all agreed. And again, a word of advice for the new generation. Whatever has been said in this forum, I think they must have picked up the points, and I hope they spread the news of this, that this is what I have learned, this is what I have picked up from this forum, and take it forward, because we earn our own respect by ourselves, by our behaviors, and be ready for the change. And we as old people, be ready for change, work with our new generation, learn from them, because learning never stops till the end of life. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Laila, do you have any final comments?
Yeah, just one comment, that life is too short, and every day the experience and the environment around us teaches us so much that we do not really need to open up an article to read or take a tuition to learn a new thing. So life around you, your challenges around you, people around you, difficulties around you teaches so much to you if you are ready to learn, reflect back and learn from this and make them part of your personality attribute, make them your skills, and you will stand out. So this will help you make your own way, because this will all give you knowledge, and that's power. So you will have, if you're empowered, you will make your own space and you will earn the respect that you would want to.
Thank you. Dr. Mercy, your message, please.
Message is to be united. I think I like Wasim's thing, that we should really call all the young leaders, YNA, PNA, whatever NAs there are. Let's talk, let's work together. We all have with one vision to make nursing profession a great profession. You know, when the School of Nursing, Aga Khan University School of Nursing was inaugurated, His Highness Aga Khan, the Chancellor, said, I want this school of nursing to make sure that nursing, that the standing of the profession is I'm forgetting the word, to look at improving the standing of the profession, and to ensure that nurses get the respect and the recognition they deserve for the honorable task of looking after the sick. So how can we all work towards the standing of the profession? कि लोग हमें कोई लो समझता है, कोई नहीं समझता है, क्यों नहीं समझता? Let us as a profession grow together. So that is number one. Number two, second ये है कि अगर हम united है, हम सब एक vision पे काम करते हैं, तो we do some strategic planning, हम खुद आगे बढ़ने के लिए points बनाएं. Young nurses should come forward and say, what is their expectation? What is it they want? Where do they want to go? How do they want to go there? So let us all work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. It would be great if you all could अपना camera अगर on करते तो हम एक photo ले लेते हैं before we finish this session. So thank you very much, Ma'am Pasha, Dr. Mercy, Laila, Miss Khimani, I should say, because I keep on referring Laila as Laila. बहुत अच्छा नहीं लगता जब आप बाकी speakers को बहुत respect से बुला रहे हो और एक को नाम से बुला रहे, just because she's my classmate. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Azina and Dr. Isa, for your contribution. Thank you, Wasim, for your contribution. And please keep joining us and keep suggesting if there is anything else that you would like us to cover. So our aim is to just to provide avenues where people are able to talk to each other and to build capacity, as I said earlier on. So would people mind putting their cameras on so we can take a photo, please?